How's it going today, man?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Hanging in there. How would you evaluate the overall performance of the D-line against BYU?
You know, I think we did well playing the run. I think there was definitely lapses in there. You know, maybe some guys got tired, but I think overall we did pretty decent. I think we definitely left some stuff on the field. I mean, you know, that's what's going to happen. But they were a really good team, BYU, and they're really well coached. Their O-line's really fast, and you know, we really had to bring our A game. But I definitely think we left some stuff on the field. But I think we showed some really good stuff out there for sure. So.
With Travez out, how comfortable do you just feel about the depth of this group and how guys can step up?
I feel good. I'm confident in Joe, G, BJ, Stanley. You know, it's kind of like what I've been preaching this whole time. You know, Coach Rod coaches all the young guys so that when something like this happens, we don't have to be nervous. We can feel confident in the guys that step up, and some young guys are going to get a lot more reps, and that's good. That get some good experience, and you know, keep everybody fresh.
Mike, what's it like when you go up against an opponent, Colorado, coming up that had such a difficult time and put up such anemic offensive numbers in their last game?
You know, I think the key is, regardless of if we're playing BYU, Colorado, UCLA, USC, it doesn't matter. You know, we really just got to go in there, play our technique, play sound, play as a team, have great communication. And, you know, it really doesn't matter who the opponent is. If we play our game and we play, you know, to the best of our ability, it doesn't matter.
Was it a frustrating experience Saturday night playing in a game that deep down I know you guys felt like you could have won it were it not for all the mistakes?
I think, you know, as a team and everybody who plays this game, nobody likes to lose. So it's frustrating to lose. It's also frustrating when we beat ourselves. I think Herm has talked a lot about that. You know, there's a lot of the times where we just beat ourselves, and it always sucks to lose. You know, you always wish you could have done more. We just left some stuff on the field, and that's what we're practicing this week. You know, get better, get back to that technique, get back to the basics, and you know, figure out what this Sun Devil defense is about, and even the offense as well. You know, because I know Herm said we're going to figure out what kind of team we are after this loss. You know, and we're really going to come out strong, and we want to come out against Colorado really good and really sound.
Do you sense an increase more in focus with Pac-12 play now about to begin?
Yeah, I mean, and every time you play an opponent, you always want to be, you know, focused and stuff like that. But now, you know, we're starting to get into it. You know, these games are going to start counting a lot more, and you know, kind of like everybody's been saying, Oregon's the only undefeated team in the Pac right now, so it's still anybody's game, especially first week into Pac-12 play. So,
seeing this weekend at BYU, the crowd noise being a huge effect. How important is here at Sun Devil Stadium that the Inferno and all the fans get really loud and just power up that defense to make plays?
If we can get as loud as they were, we'll be all right. I mean, they were loud. I'll give it to them. I'll give it to the BYU fans. They were loud. They were really loud. So if we can do that, and kind of get an offense like that kind of off kilter, I think it'll be really good for us. But yeah, it always helps when you have loud fans, for sure.
What was Coach Rod's message to you guys after that game, and sort of how you proceed going forward from that?
Yeah, there's two ways you can come out of this loss. You can keep your head down, or you can keep your head down and mope about it and whine about it, or you can, pick your head up and, get on to the next. You got to move on eventually, right? I think that's really the message for everybody, not just Coach Rod. And like I said, we're going to figure out what kind of defense we are, and we're going to figure out what kind of team we are. And I really think that we can rise above it. We had some adversity, but we're going to see what we can do this week, and I'm really confident in us.
So the second half defense has been very good the last couple of weeks. What are some things that you've taken from BJ and the rest of the D-line group that has been impressive so far this season?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, BJ is his speed. He's fast. The kid's fast. Plays with a motor. Always keeps his feet running. You can always learn something from everybody. And that high tempo, that motor, is definitely something that I can learn from him. And Garen's the same way. A lot of those young guys, Joe's the same way too. So they're going to get a great shot to show what they're made of, and I really think that they're going to do well.
Herm says he sees Pac-12 play as a clean slate. At the same time, AP said after the game that there's going to be consequences for some of the defensive plays that were made on Saturday. How does the team balance that moving forward, like keeping discipline, but at the same time keeping a clear focus?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing we see on film. If we see somebody, if we see some form of offensive plays where they kind of screw up and they get exposed, then we're going to go after that. You know, and they're going to do the same thing to us. You know, especially now that we're in Pac-12, a lot of BYU, the zone read stuff. We're going to see a lot more zone read now. You know, unfortunately, we screwed it up in the game, so we're going to see a lot more of it. So we just got to hone in on, you know, what we did, our downfall as a defense. You know, because they're going to try to expose it, and you know, by all means, we're going to do the same thing.
What has been the most encouraging part of the defense's overall performance up to this point on the year? Where do you feel like you guys have been strongest?
I really think I love our rundown, our run defense. I think we've done a really, really good job. Like I said, there's always ways to improve. But, you know, after coming out in the second half against BYU, I think, you know, we stopped the run. We try to make them one-dimensional. And that's what a lot of, AP says a lot, you know. So it hurts when somebody runs the ball over you. Like, somebody's rushing for over 300 yards a game, you know, that's not very good. But, yeah, no, I'm really happy, but I'm not complacent. I'm happy with it, but there's definitely ways to improve.
What do you think about Anthony Cooper or maybe Joe Moore and the opportunities that they might have now?
Yeah, they're gonna get a shot now. You know, kind of like Coach Rod has been doing since fall camp. You know, he's really been teaching a lot of the young guys. Kind of like I was saying earlier, just for this exact instance, you know, Vez is down. Now somebody has to step up, and we've been able to coach a lot of these young guys up so that now when we put them in, we can have confidence that they're going to do their job. And I think they're going to have a fantastic opportunity. And it's great because it gives everybody fresh legs. Everybody gets to rotate in. You don't have one person taking a lot of snaps or one unit taking a lot of snaps. So I think it's going to be good. Omar's back here, so he's going to get a lot of reps. Give Shannon a break. I think that's really important, really vital. And I think guys like Coop and Joe they're going to shine.
Are there
I'm really
certain
confident.
things that you say to those guys based upon the experiences that you went through kind of early in your career days here?
Yeah, a lot of it, you know, is more along the lines of trust the process, right? You know, everything has a way of working itself out, and every time you get on the field, like Herm says, you're a starter. If you're on the field, you're a starter. It doesn't matter, you know, and you just got to trust your training, trust the process, and go out there and ball out. You know, when you're on the field, you're the starter. You go make plays, show what you got, you know, and then, you know, especially the coaches, they get a lot more trust in some of the younger guys like that when they can go out, do their job, and make plays.
What are some of the things that stand out to you about Colorado's offense from what you've seen on film so far this week?
Yeah, well, I mean, they run a lot. They run the ball a lot. A lot of RPO, and a lot like BYU, they're stretch. And, you know, a lot of this is going to come down to us being able to get in there, watch the extra film, figure out what we messed up last week, and get back to it, because they're going to try to expose us just like BYU did. So, you know, the goal now is to try to be perfect coming into this Colorado game.
Building off what he just said about, you know, and you saying the film on the run game in Colorado, statistically they have the worst passing offense in the Pac-12. How important is it in this game to get off to a fast start in the trenches to try to make them beat you through the air?
Yeah, I think it's vital. You know, if you can, like I said, if you can make them one-dimensional and make them force them to throw the ball, it gives guys like, you know, Coop and Joe and Guerin and Tyler and myself a chance to go after the quarterback. I think that's really important. But I mean, as you guys know, college football, anything can happen. So they're the worst in the Pac-12 at passing, and they come out, they could throw for 300 yards, 400 yards, who knows? But I think it's important to make them one-dimensional, and then we can just get after them.
Hang out a little bit. All right, you good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, man. You have a good one.